Karma Yoga teaches us that the ordinary idea of duty is on the lower plane. Nevertheless, all of us have to do our duty, yet we may see that this peculiar sense of duty is very often a great cause of misery. Duty becomes a disease with us, it drags us ever forward, it catches hold of us and makes our whole life miserable. It is the pain of human life. This idea of duty is the midday summer sun which scorches the innermost soul of mankind. Look at those poor slaves to duty. Duty leaves them no time to say prayers, no time to bathe. Duty is ever on them. They go out and work. Duty is on them. They come home and think of the work for the next day. Duty is on them. It is living a slave's life, at last dropping down in the street and dying in harness like a horse. This is duty as it is understood. The only true duty is to be unattached as and to work as free beings, to give up all work unto God. All our duties are His. Blessed are we that we are ordered out here. We serve our time, whether we do it ill or well. Who knows? If we do it well, we do not get the fruits. If we do it ill, neither do we get the cure. Be at rest, be free, and work. This kind of freedom is a very hard thing to attain. How easy it is to interpret slavery as duty, the morbid attachment of flesh for flesh as duty. Men go out into the world and struggle and fight for money or for any other thing to which they get attached. Ask them why they do it. They say it is a duty, it is the absurd greed for gold and gain, and they try to cover it with a few flowers. What is duty after all? It is really the impulsion of the flesh, of our attachment, and when an attachment has become established, we call it duty. For instance, in countries where there is no marriage, there is no duty between husband and wife, where when marriage comes, husband and wife live together on account of attachment, and that kind of living together becomes settled after generations. And when it becomes so settled, it becomes a duty. It is, so to say, a sort of chronic disease. When it is acute, we call it disease. When it is chronic, we call it nature. It is a disease. So when attachment becomes chronic, we baptize it with the high sounding names of duty. We strew flowers upon it, trumpets sound for it, sacred acts are said over it, and then the whole world fights, and men earnestly rob each other for this duty's sake. Duty is good to the extent that it checks brutality to the lowest kinds of man who cannot have any other ideal. It is of some good, but those who want to be karma yogis must throw this idea of duty overboard. There is no duty for you and me. Whatever you have to give to the world, to give by all means, but not as a duty. Do not take any thought of that. Be not compelled. Why should you be compelled? Everything that you do under compulsion goes to build up attachment. Why should you have any duty? Resign everything onto God in this tremendous fiery furnace where the fire of duty scorches everybody. Drink this cup of nectar and be happy. We are all simply working out His will and have nothing to do with rewards and punishments. If you want the reward, you must also have the punishment. The only way to get out of the punishment is to give up the reward. The only way of getting out of misery is by giving up the idea of happiness, because these two are linked to each other. On one side there is happiness, on the other there is misery. On one side there is life, on the other there is death. The only way to get beyond death is to give up the love of life. Life and death are the same thing, looked at from different points. So the idea of happiness without misery, or of life without death is very good for schoolboys and children, but the thinker says that it is all a contradiction in terms and gives a both. Seek no praise, no reward for anything you do. No sooner do we perform a good action that we begin to desire credit for it. No sooner do we give money to some charity than we want to see our names blazoned in the papers. Misery must come as the result of such desires. The greatest men in the world have passed away unknown. The Buddhas and the Christs that we know are but second rate heroes in comparison with the greatest man of whom the world knows nothing. Hundreds of these unknown heroes have lived in every country, working silently. Silently they live, and silently they pass away, and in time their thoughts find expression in Buddhas or Christ. And it is these later that become known to us. The highest men do not seek to get any name or fame from their knowledge. They leave their ideas to the world. They put forth no claims for themselves and establish no schools or systems in their name. Their whole nature shrinks from such a thing. They are the pure sattvikas who can never make any stir but only melt down in love. I've seen one such yogi who lives in a cave in India. He is one of the most wonderful men I have ever seen. He has so completely lost the senses of his own individuality that we may say that the man in him is completely gone, leaving behind only the old comprehending sense of the divine. If an animal bites one of his arms, he is ready to give it his other arms also and say that it is the Lord's will. Everything that comes to him is from the Lord. He does not show himself to man, and yet he is a magazine of love and of true and sweet ideas.